What does it mean to be human? What is beyond the fabric of our reality? When will I ever get some hot girls sliding into my DMs? These are just some questions which are almost beyond the scope of our understanding. But when it comes to movies, science fiction not only tries to answer some of these head-scratchers, but also ask a million even more confusing questions in the process. With this in mind, I'm Jules for Whatculture.com, and these are 10 mind-bending sci-fi movies that will melt your brain. Number 10. Coherence. I mentioned this offbeat little gem in another of my psychedelic movie lists, and there's good reason for it to show up here again. Basically, the film starts out immensely dull, focusing on a dinner party. But as a mysterious comet passes over, it turns out that the guests are now no longer at home and have found themselves sharing their space and time with themselves from another timeline. It's weird and thrilling in equal measure and becomes nearly incomprehensible as time goes on and the film's time spills outward. Number 9. Moon. Moon is a mind-bending science fiction thriller that you'll find yourself wanting to revisit the very moment it ends. Rockwell plays a man named Sam who lives alone in a research station on Jupiter. I joke, obviously it's the moon. But this humdrum existence is suddenly compromised when he unexpectedly stumbles on a foreign object. The twist that's introduced opens up the kind of complex philosophical exploration that fans love to debate, but it always keeps the audience at arm's length from the truth, preferring instead to simply mess with them. Number 8. Predestination. If the plot summary of somebody traveling back in time to stop crimes before they happen sounds familiar, don't worry, as Predestination is anything but that. Ethan Hawke acts as a temporal agent in the flick, but as soon as he flips the switch on his time trip, the film just goes mental. There's so many twists and turns that even the plot holes that are created from the fluid time stream are smoothed over by the fact that you'll have to watch it about 50 times to even see them. The best part about this film is that it's still just as enjoyable piecing it together as it is an overall flick. Number 7. Existence. David Cronenberg tackles video game culture. It was always going to melt brains. The plot concerns a video game designer who may or may not wind up as a character in a game that she may or may not have created. If that sounds confusing, well, it totally is. There are alien pod things, guns made out of flesh, and countless moments of weirdness that only Cronenberg could have envisioned. The point of Existence is to explore the relationship between humans and video games, but you'll be damned lucky to follow the plot. Number 6. The Fountain. The Fountain is probably the least successful movie on this list in terms of achieving what it set out to do. Some claim this to be a masterpiece, while others, myself included, deem it pretentious crap. The first thing to say about The Fountain is that it's made up of 3 stories set across 5 time periods. As one would expect from a film rendered in such a fashion, it's inherently confusing. And yet the sheer vision of the movie, coupled with its mind-bending Mobius Strip-esque premise, makes it an intriguing, if a little flawed picture. Number 5. Under the Skin. Under the Skin, which stars Scarlett Johansson as an alien disguised as a woman who traverses the Scottish countryside in order to find lowly men to prey upon, is the type of sci-fi movie that leaves you totally speechless the moment the end credits begin to roll. Under the Skin is much more of an experience than it is a film with a logical progression. To fully appreciate the picture, it's essential that you just let go and allow it to wash over you. For all its bizarre and totally confusing moments, it sure makes for a truly mesmerizing watch. Number 4. Ghost in the Shell. I've watched this film countless times, and I'm proud to say that while I love it, I don't fully get it. It's such a bleak film in places, which is then suddenly juxtaposed with intense action pieces and is dripping with philosophical mentalness. That said, Ghost in the Shell is not a difficult watch, given its short length and the beautiful animations and backdrops. But that doesn't mean for a second that you'll know what's going on, though. It's a film that lavishes in its own complexities, and the story of artificial intelligence and the notion of what it is to be alive are far from easy to digest. Number 3. Cloud Atlas. Based on the novel by David Mitchell, Cloud Atlas is, without question, one of the most ambitious sci-fi movies ever made. Given that it consists of countless stories spread across 6 different time periods, some in the past, some in the present, and some in the future. The concept alone, which tries to convey humanity's collective togetherness, is about as bold as they come, and the film does not pander. The film switches back and forth between time frames near instantaneously and just leaves the audience reeling. Number 2. Stalker. It's hard to know what to make of Stalker. Across the span of its 163 dreamlike minutes, it tells the story of a man known only as the Stalker, hired by a scientist and a writer to guide them across a mysterious, contaminated section of land called the Zone. Stalker is a slow movie that cares little for the audience's patience. There are countless long, unbroken shots consisting of nothing more than the 3 main characters caught in conversation, just pondering about the meaning of life. But you know what? It's a worthwhile watch. As though its layers are deep in complexity, it's a film you can just obsess over. And number 1, Primer. Trying to get your head around background primer is the cinematic equivalent of trying to find a needle in a haystack. The plot hones in on two friends who invent a time machine in their garage. Much of Primer focuses on the breakdown of its lead character's mental incapacity to deal with time travel, but there's a huge emphasis on the physics of time travel and its complex looping structure. Indeed, it's the sort of movie you can watch 20 times and still have no real idea as to what's going on unless you consult a chart. Certainly, this isn't the sort of movie to sit down on a lazy Sunday afternoon. And that's our list. Got any more mind-bending science fiction films that we missed? Well, let me know about them in the comments section below. And why not swing by whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day? And then go and follow us on the Twitters, you know what to do. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon.
Oh, hello there. I'm billionaire philanthropist, not Bruce Wayne. And as you may have heard, we've actually started up a Whatculture comics channel. Oh, that's better. Where you can go for all the comics lists, all the comics news, and all the comics discussion. So go and subscribe to Whatculture Comics for loads of amazing comics coverage.